Okay. All right. Thank you, Gemini. Okay. Good day, everyone. Once again, my name is Aminat, and it's really nice to be here. And I'm very sorry I won't be able to show you my face, but hopefully along the line when we have more sessions, particularly towards the industry in the tech ecosystem, you'll be seeing more of my face. And for those that are already familiar with my face, it's nice to meet you all. And I want to officially welcome you to the Industry Readiness Clinic. But before we go into it, we have this, I don't want to say tradition of ours, and the KwaraBuild Women in Tech ecosystem, where we play a little bit of game just to familiarize and get a little bit settled in before we start our sessions. So we could just play a game for like 5 minutes and interact with one another. So shall we have the games now? Can go to the next slide. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yep. So we're playing a game. It's called This or That, and you don't have to unmute. If you want to speak, you can speak, but you can also drop your opinions on the parts of the Google Meet. So we're playing a This or That. So would you rather prefer to work with music or would you want to work in silence? Which do you prefer? Mm, you can unmute to speak. This is supposed to be interactive before we start. Work with music or work in silence? I hope I'm audible. Amidat, please, you can go ahead. Can speak.
Hi everyone, I am Amidat. So I would say I don't particularly fall in between any of the two groups because I fall in the middle. I prefer to be silent sometimes and sometimes I prefer to use music to read to study. So yeah.
Mm, interesting. Kafia likes to work in silence. I think I prefer working with music for me, anyways. Okay, please let's have the next one. How you can also say yours, oh, please, oh. Okay, do we prefer dark mode or light mode? I mean that you can unmute.
Okay, was that a question?
Yeah, we're playing a game. Like, do you prefer to have dark mode or light mode on your laptop or on your phone?
I do prefer a dark mode so that it will accommodate my seeing ability.
Oh, I also like dark mode. Martha prefers a light mode. Cafe has a dark mode. I think dark mode for the win. Please let's see the next one. Do you prefer a Mac or Windows? Which do we prefer? I think for me, I prefer MacBooks. Oh, Cafe prefers Windows. For me, Mac. Oh, you want to speak?
Yes, Windows.
Windows. No, wow. I've actually used the Windows before, and I started using a
Because
Mac.
of my work.
Really okay.
Yeah,
Data, heavy data sets.
you get.
Hmm. Anyways, Team Mac for the aesthetics, please.
Mm,
Can we have the next one?
okay.
Uh, short meetings or long meetings? What?
Hmm.
Short
Short
meetings.
meeting.
Short. What are we doing in the long meeting?
But what's the highest long meetings you've had? Like,
I've been
how
in a
long?
meeting that I think we've
3 hours.
lasted 3 hours. Yes.
3 hours. And at
Three
that
hours.
point, your
Yes.
brain would have been telling you some kind thing.
I okay. Preferably, I think I prefer long meetings, and I think maybe because of my work, I'm a product manager, so I'd rather we have that long meeting and trash things out, and everybody's on the same page, than having one whole meeting and you come back and tell me that you don't understand something. So I think for me, long meetings.
We
Anyways,
can have
Me,
medium
that's
meetings
it.
now.
but medium still is in short.
Oh, all right.
Well, newsflash to you guys: this is preferably going to be a long meeting because we're here to discuss and have a conversation. Jamming prefers a short meeting. So the next one, I particularly like this one. Do you prefer to go for self-learning on your own, or do you prefer to go for boot camps?
Um, for me, I like self-learning, but boot camp can also vary. It can be that you still have to like learn in a community, which is very, very
Mm-hmm.
good. So sometimes it depends on the program, sharp. So sometimes I prefer self-learning and sometimes I prefer to do boot camps.
Mm, thank you. Does anyone else has
A-
their own
Again,
opinion?
again, for me, it falls between the both of them.
Mm,
Self-learning and bootcamp. The reason is that there are sometimes I would love to self-learn. That is the way I would understand that subject matter the most. And there are
mm-hmm.
sometimes bootcamp works very well because of networking, having to gain more knowledge from some other people, some other peers and stuff like that. So it's both of them for me.
Mm, that's great. I think for me, I would also say it's both of them. But one thing I've observed that when I'm learning something new, I'd rather prefer for foundational knowledge to start with boot camp because it gives me like a solid landing. Then moving forward, I'd rather to self learn.
Yes, yes, you're right, Hamina. Because if you are learning in boot camp,
Mm-hmm.
you have this kind of roadmap, so you don't have to like
Yeah.
pick everything on your own. So you have
Mm-hmm.
a roadmap, you have the community. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
in boot camps
Okay.
win.
All right. That's great. I think this is the last one. Can we confirm? Let's go to the next slide. Oh, casual wear or corporate wear?
Casual way forever.
What are we wearing in corporate ways? Casual.
Tech babes. Oh my god. I think I like corporate wears. I like corporate wears. So sorry that I'm betraying you guys.
I beg, it's not betrayal. Casual way.
Oh, okay. Do we have any more? I mean, like the next slide. Oh, okay. So I think that's all about the games. And now we're into the welcome address. I'm not sure if our facilitator is in yet, but once again, my name is Aminat, and um, I don't want to use the word excited. It sounds cliche, so but I'm excited to be here today. I'm particularly happy as regards the industry readiness project that the KwaraBuild team has been working on, and we are using this medium to want to share what it is with everyone and our plans for the community. And I want to believe everyone could see like a sign interpreter on this call. That's in collaboration with the Tech Inclusion for the Deaf initiative. So we're partnering with the community to ensure that this program is inclusive and accessible for all. So On behalf of the KwaraBuild Women InTech team, I'd like to thank everyone, particularly the participants. Thank you all so much for taking part of your time to join us today. And it's really encouraging that we have quite a number of people. I don't know how many of us are on this call, but it's encouraging that we have people that are intentional, that are joining us because of their growth, right? And this is really more about the early career starters, people that are just switching careers inside tech, and basically anyone that is looking for their next opportunity. One thing that we've come to realize within our own community, which is the KwaraBuild, is that um, learning in tech or your tech career as a whole is an entire journey. I'm going to borrow the words of my mentor saying that it never ends, but you start from somewhere, and that is learning. And we realized that it's something for you to learn and it's something for you to also get your first industry experience. So I'm going to go into like a little bit of personal story, which I feel like most of us might be able to relate to. I studied computer science and we had this program in school called CWES, while some other departments were focused on other industries. But the point of CWES was allowing us as students to have our first industry experience. I always tell people that I see myself as lucky because I currently work in tech, and my course of study in school then, my CWES required me to have my first experience in tech. So it was more easier for me to get my foot and keep on with my career progression. However, that's not the story for other people that probably didn't study computer science or a tech related course and they're actually interested in tech. They are yet to get their first industry experience. And this is away from school. I'm just using that as a personal relatable example. Now, this is our goal at the KwaraBuild Women in Tech. We are introducing the industry experience program. And over the course of this session, you will learn what it is about, what our plans are in helping you to get that experience. So the goal of this clinic is very simple. We are going to be having an honest conversation, practical ones. You guys will be sharing what you think, because this is also like a feedback loop for us to also get things we can iterate within our program. So we want you to leave this session with more clarity and more confidence, and also with like a very better understanding of how to approach opportunities, specifically as you're just starting out. So I really encourage everyone to please be present. Please ask a lot of questions. We specifically brought a facilitator in that has a decade of experience to share with us how you can take advantage of this program, not just for this program, but for every other opportunities. And there are not going to be any silly questions. So whatever it is that you have in your head that you want to ask, we would encourage you to please ask. And finally, I would be handing over to Victor, who is a representative from the Tech Inclusion for the Dev Initiative, to, take a minute or two to welcome everyone from their community and everyone over here. Victor, can you confirm you're on the call? Over to you.
Yes, I'm on the call.
All right, thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. First of all,
Good morning,
Good
Victor.
morning, Victor.
please hope you can voice of my sign language interpreter. So no one is confirming.
Yeah, good morning, Victor. We can hear at the call very well.
Okay, so good morning, everyone, once again. My name is Victor Oricha. I am the program manager at the Dev Inclusion. And again, Aminat, I've already said a lot about what our organization does. So for those who may be running or who may just be hearing about the Deaf Inclusion for Deaf initiative for the first time, though Our focus is on deaf community, and we believe and we work to ensure that deaf talents is recognized, included in the tech ecosystem. So this is the reason why we are excited to partner with KwaraBuild Women in Tech. Together, we are helping to ensure that more deaf women can have access to information, prepare these industry opportunities, and participate in an inclusive environment. So today's Industry Readiness Clinic is an opportunity to learn on how to present our skills, tell our stories with confidence, and prepare for real world opportunity. So I'll be encouraging everyone to please stay engaged, ask questions, especially from our community. Ask us a lot of questions. We are ready to give answers to the best of our knowledge. And also make most of every moment, make it memorable. So thank you so much, KwaraBuild Women in Tech, your team, the speaker, that's Ibrahim Zulkifli, and every one of us joining today. So, and please, again, have it in mind that I'm speaking through my sign language interpreter. So, thank you so much, and let's have a productive day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
Victor.
much.
That was a great one. We can get started into it. How do you mind helping share your screen back? Can't see your screen. And while our shares our screen back, I'd earlier shared the agenda. You can get the agenda in the chat of the Google Meet, and we'll go right into understanding what the industry experience program is about, how to get involved, how to get started before we move officially into the clinic, in how to get yourself into the program and other opportunities in the tech ecosystem. I think Kawa is trying to ensure that our screen is well visible without any overlay. Can we just give her a minute or so? All right. Perfect. Kawa, your screen is perfect now. Hi everyone. Once again, it's Aminat, and I'll be walking you through what the industry experience program is about. Kindly just walk with me. About, please, can you go to the next slide? Okay. So we have an illustration on the screen right now, as you can see. And I'd earlier started with a personal story of mine where I shared the opportunity that I had to get my first industry experience. And if you are to, or if I'm to make, or if I'm permitted to make a quick comparison about how I started out and how other people had started out, I would like to say there's a difference in between learning. Like, we have people that learn, which is like a good thing. You have your personal projects, you have certifications and the likes. But there's also a difference between those that learned and get their first experience and they are able to get more opportunities, right? I mean, like, I hope I'm audible. Anyways, I mean, like, nobody's saying anything is wrong with learning, but there is a challenge in between when you're seeking opportunities and when you're trying to get your first experience. And that challenge is, I think, in Nigeria, when you see a recruiter asking you that just graduated from school, you're expected to have like 12 years of experience. How am I supposed to have 12 years of experience when I've not even gotten my first experience? That's the gap that we are seeing in KwaraBuild. Our community has helped people in gaining skills. We've helped people in getting certifications. However, there's still this gap in between the learning and the actual industry, the industry where people are making their impact. So, what we are doing with the KwaraBuild Women in Tech Industry Experience Program is we as a community are partnering with companies in the industry by letting them give emerging talents a chance. I would always say that my first experience in the industry was actually someone giving me a chance, knowing that I have a potential. People having potentials and a demonstration of what they've learned should be enough to land their first experience. Basically, that is what it is that we're trying to do in the KwaraBuild Women in Tech with this illustration at a glance. Next slide, please. So why exactly do we have the industry experience program? People are learning tech skills, like I mentioned earlier. A lot of people are building projects, but it's the difference between building personal projects and having something to show that has a real world impact. There are people completing courses, either professional courses, either a quick certification course. But the point still remains a lot of people are still struggling to make that first leap from learning into their first real industry experience. Next slide. Now, I want to assume that a lot of a lot of questions that might be in a lot of you guys' mind would be what exactly makes what it is that we're doing different from probably any other programs that are out there. Now, this is what makes it different. We're not having a training program. The KwaraBuild Women in Tech, yes, does have training program consecutively, but the industry experience program itself, we're not training individuals. What we're offering our community members is an exposure into the industry. Also, it's not a boot camp, right? We're not teaching how to make your website. We're not teaching how to write a function in JavaScript. We're expecting people that have already learned over a period of time, and we are now giving them the opportunity to be able to put whatever it is that they've learned into actual practice in the industry. Now, another thing that I would like to clarify is the industry experience program is not also a guaranteed job placement. So, yes, we will be partnering with organizations where we have placements of talent within our community in their organization. However, that's not a guaranteed job placement. It all depends on what the company is able to accommodate in that aspect at that time. So there might be instances where, of course, you probably outdid yourself and they want to retain you. Then I think that's a win for you. But however, the point still remains it's not a guaranteed job placement. It's just an opportunity for you to build evidence of your skills in the industry, thereby setting you up for further career progressions. This is an overview of what makes the Industry Experience Program by KwaraBuild different from any other programs you might have seen out there. The next slide. So the next question you might have in mind might also be, who is this program for exactly? Now, I've been saying the KwaraBuild Women in Tech. The KwaraBuild Women in Tech is actually a pillar under KwaraBuild. And we know that in KwaraBuild, yes, We have men, we have women, we have people within different tech backgrounds and everything. So yes, it's by the KwaraBuild Women in Tech, but we also includes and is accessible to also men within our community. But what makes you qualified for this program means you already have to have a tech skill, right? This is just an encouragement that whatever it is that you are learning, you finally have the opportunity to put it into practice. So most importantly, it's for those that have learned a tech skill. You probably have personal projects, you've gone through some training and all, and what you are trying to do is have an industry exposure. And most importantly, you are willing to stay committed in learning and growing wherever you find your placement. Next slide. How do you mind going to the next slide? Okay. So how does the industry experience program actually works? I think this is the most important part of it. I'll be walking you through how the industry experience program works as someone that is actually interested in getting started. Next slide. So we have aspiring women in tech or aspiring men in tech, and you have a goal. Your goal is I want to get started in the industry, right? I don't have any experience. This is what the program is for you. Then we have organizations, right? There are certain organizations that are willing to um, invest in the talents in the tech ecosystem. So we are partnering with such organizations, ensuring that they are also giving back to the community while also ensuring that their organization is growing. So KwaraBuild helps in matching talents that have applied to join the program. They match these talents with partner organizations that have made us know what exactly it is that they are expecting from these talents. And then KwaraBuild places the individual into the organization. Now, this sounds like a fantasy. It's not as simple as it sounds. This is just an overview. But how exactly does this work away from a high level? So I'll be going down into more details about how you can go from applying to how you finally get placed into an organization. The first step is application, right? We need to know that you are interested in our program. And showing of interest means you're applying. The purpose of this application is we want to understand who you are. And the no-brainer here is you do not have to be the best engineer. You do not have to be the best marketer. We just need to understand who you are, where you are at your learning journey. And most importantly, we also want to know what it is that you exactly are looking for in a company. Then we'll use this information that you've provided us to assess you fairly and recommend you to partner organizations that we believe you are a best fit for, and they are also a best fit for you, because it has to be a win-win relationship. And I also like to mention and give some gratitude to the Tech for Deaf initiative. However, I'm not done. Can you go back? Is that we're trying to make this as accessible and diverse as we can, right? So organizations would also be informed about any disability challenges. I feel like this is like a huge challenge generally within the tech ecosystem. And if we're able to get this right with the Tech for Deaf initiative in terms of our partnership in the community with them, we can make a change within the tech ecosystem by ensuring that workplaces are accessible to people from different disability experiences. And this is just to mention that the application to join the Industry Experience Program is opened. We'll be sharing the link right after this presentation so you can show your interest and apply. Next slide. So after you apply, it's not a you get selected immediately. There's a selection process that goes to ensure that partner organizations get the right talent, and even you as a talent, you get matched with the organization that you believe you will thrive inside. So we're still going to do like a screening. The screening ensures that you have the right skills to work in that organization. And then when we screen you, when you get shortlisted, there's definitely going to be an interview or an assessment process that would be involved. Now, that assessment process is also involved with the organization. There's going to be a first level of assessment, which is done by KwaraBuild to kind of like filter the first level of people that we believe that are good to go for this organization. Then afterward, we select a few. So let's say, for example, an organization requested for a content creator, and we have like over 15 people that are content creators in our application. We have a screening, and then we select probably 8 people. Those 8 people selected will have to go through an assessment, then an assessment or an interview. In that interview process, we ensure that we select probably the best 3, which would be presented to the organization. And then the organization on their own end, to ensure that all due process is followed, would have to assess you and select the final one. Now, this is subject to our conversation with the organization and on how we want to approach it, if they want to be involved, or we provide them with a final person. But the point still remains, there's going to be an assessment period for candidates before we select and give you a placement. Next slide. Now, something might have been going through your mind as regards, we're still going to get screened, we're still going to be assessed. Sadly, that's how the world works. The reason why this exists too is we want to be sure that we are giving our partner organizations the best people that we know that are committed to learning and have potentials. But the question might be, I've never written a CV before, I've never applied to a job before, all those kind of things. How do I get started to ensure that my first application that will have me screened is perfect? We also support you with that. And that's one of the reasons why we are having a clinic after my presentation. The different ways that we are supporting you beyond your application and beyond the industry experience program is we're having an industry readiness clinic, which is starting, I believe, in the next 3 minutes. That would help you understand how to write your applications, how to draft your CV, how to have a portfolio, how to, be yourself in an interview, and those sort of things. Then we'll also be having upcoming sessions about CV, your portfolio, how to have the best application and stuffs. And most importantly, we'll be having things like mock interviews where we conduct a session, we invite an interviewer, anybody can volunteer to be an interviewee, we conduct a mock session with you, other people join the call so that they can learn. The whole point of this is understanding how to act in an interview, thereby finally getting you into your desired job or your desired placement. Because it's one thing for you to finally be screened out of an application, and it's one thing for you to be able to demonstrate that you are the right person for the job. We'll also be having some career workshops, networking and mentorship opportunities, and also access to future programs. These are the ways that we are hoping to be able to support you beyond the application for the industry experience program. So we encourage you that away from this, you are active within our community and watch out for any more updates. Please, can you go to the next slide? I think that will be the end of what the industry experience program is about, and I'll be inviting Ibrahim Zulkifli to the stage for the industry readiness clinic. Pending while it comes online, I'm not sure if it's online, my team members would confirm that. But pending when it's online and comes up, I would advise that if you have any questions, we will be taking them after the call, but you can start dropping them within the chat so that other people might be prompted or nudged to think about other things that they have concerns or feedbacks about. Thank you, everyone. Zula, are you trying to speak? I can see that your hands are up.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Zulu, you're up next.
All right, thank you. So I think you wanted to put on the slide.
Oh, yeah. Uh, just give me a moment. A moment, please. Hawa will be putting up the slide soon. Okay. Awa will be showing our screen in a moment. Apologies for that. Pending when she does, if there are any question before we get into the question and answer, we could just pass some time about it. Amida, you have your hand raised up. You can unmute.
Yeah, thank you so much for the presentation. So my question is basically that you mentioned that the industry, the program basically is for people that are already like in the tech space and stuff like that, right? So what if I am not in the tech space but interested in like exploring that space to just see how very much aligned it is to me, because maybe like I'm having a conflict of the sector to be in. Particularly, I have two sectors in mind, and two of them very much aligns, like it goes in the direction of the kind of problem I want to solve. So I just want to try to experience if that space it's something that I can really be able to work in or stuff like that. Is is that kind of opportunity open to somebody like that too?
Okay, thank you for the question. So I think your question goes two ways. And the first clarification I'd like to make is KwaraBuild is a tech community. So if you say not in the tech industry, are you referring to maybe like a mechanical engineer or that kind of thing?
No, like being in an NGO space or like international
Okay.
development, stuff like that. Just
Okay.
non-technical spaces.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, so I think regardless, what's more important for your application into the industry experience program is you are able to demonstrate that you have a willingness to learn. Or so I'll give you an example. If I'm saying that I have an interest in AI, I wish to be placed in an organization, I don't think that's enough for you to be considered. What's enough for you to be considered is what can you demonstrate that you've actually put in the work. Have you taken a boot camp? Have you taken a course on Coursera? Have you done like personal research? Do you write on them? Those are the things that we look out for in your application. Your ability to be able to demonstrate that this goes beyond passion. We're not just looking for a passion thing. We are looking for your demonstration beyond now that shows that you have an actual interest to grow. I hope that's fine. All right.
Yeah, yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Um, so sorry everyone for the delay in transmission. Zul, I think we're up.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, okay, can you hear me? Kindly confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, please.
All right. Good, good morning, everyone. I am excited to be here today. It's been a very long time I do this, so Amina has to drag me into doing this, but I'm very, very excited. Yeah. So my name is Ibrahim Zulkifli, and I do a couple of things, and I am one of the KwaraBuild messenger. Let me put it that way. Yes. So today I'm going to be talking to us about how to build a career that company wants, right? Maybe I shouldn't have framed it as, what company wants, but I think another frame should be how to build a career that gets you fulfilled, right? But at the center of it, we are all looking for opportunity, and that's why most of us are in, A, B, or C career kind of. So we're going to be having a very super interesting conversation today. Maybe next slide, Amina. Okay, about me. So I've been doing a lot of things, trying, different stuff, uh, working with different organizations, trying to build stuff. Most failed, most some, got into the box. But then I've been doing a couple of stuff for 10 years plus. Yeah, so through my organization, work with a couple of startups, enterprises, and then we built over 100 plus products. And I also work with mostly startups across the world, either in advisory, work in different, different, shall I say, titles, which makes me believe that title is not really necessary when you're working, especially when you're working with startups. So I've worked as a community manager, as a program manager, I've worked as a developer. Sometimes I work currently I'm working as an operation manager, so that is actually one of the things I find very interesting about tech. You have, a very diverse kind of skills and experience. Yeah. And then currently, about 2 years ago, I joined a company as a people operation manager where I do a lot of recruitment, and then I've hired over 100 talents. So I think most of the talents I hire are from Ilorin. So I'm proud of that. Yeah. So and today, I will share what actually help people get opportunities for sure. Next slide. So today agenda, because I have worked in some kind of settings where people are actually looking for opportunity, and I see people struggle to actually get opportunities, from reviewing candidate CV, to talking to candidates one-on-one, to scheduling interviews with a couple of candidates. And I've seen a lot of common mistake that a lot of them, do. Then today I'm going to be sharing those, maybe how to avoid those mistakes, yeah. Next slide. Next slide, please. Are we together?
Yeah, Zul, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, I said
Um,
next slide.
oh yes, do you? Oh, it might be a network glitch. Let me give her a call.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Why good people don't get jobs? I think this is actually very interesting. I came across a tweet a couple of weeks ago where someone tweeted that, oh, I'm a good person, I'm supposed to get job. I've done over 20 interviews in the last 6 months. And it's very funny because the job market today doesn't care about if you're a good person or you're a bad person. In fact, bad people get more job opportunity maybe. So, and the reason is that a lot of us think to get opportunity is basically to learn a skill, apply for a job, and then, get hired. And then in reality, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Yes, it doesn't work like that. The reality in today's job market is actually to learn, then build projects, build stuff, whatever it is, no matter how little, small it is, build projects. Then show workings, or what people call show evidence, right? Whenever I want to hire someone, and then I see someone with a very robust, comprehensive CV, you've worked with 5 organizations, and then I see someone that the first thing he or she puts to me is actually what they have built. I show more like interest in getting to know. If you're able to learn something and build stuff, that means you are super interested in that ecosystem you're in. And then I want to know whatever is going on, in your career. So I listen more for someone that say, oh, see what I've done. Then network. Today, a lot of people misunderstood what network is all about. When people talk about network, they believe you go to events, ask for people's number and all of that. So I personally believe it doesn't work like that, network, but I don't, if I want to start talking about networking alone, 40, 50 minutes, we're still going to be there. But then basically, look for people that are doing similar thing. You are let's say you are a factory assistant person, and then someone that is an executive assistant, right? You can easily walk up to that person, even if it is online, write a very short message to say, oh, I love what you're doing. I've been doing this for a very long time. I love that you talk about ABC. I would love to, learn about ABC, and possibly if you can meet, I hope, don't put it to people that, oh, you want to be like a burden to them. Network, just make it very simple for that person, and then make that person feel at home to actually respond to you. So there's different way you could network, even at event too. Just don't make it very, too like, oh, please, I want to have your number. It's not going to yield anything. Just put strategy into it, and then get that person to have interest in you. So that is it. And then to apply for job today, you don't have to apply for job whenever, anytime, maybe the company put on job roles in their, what's it called? A lot of people mistake that. One of the best way you can actually apply to a company is when they are not hiring. You don't have to wait till the company is hiring before you send CV. Because by the time you are even sending CVs, the last role I actually recruited for, we got about 160 applications. Right? So imagine, even if you are the best candidate, your email might, your CV can actually sink in between the hiring pipeline. So you don't have to wait till, oh, this company is hiring before you apply. Go to their website, see the kind of project they are working on, maybe the product, and you could easily show interest to say, oh, I built something similar to this. Oh, this company is a fintech, but I build a simple application that do ABC. It could be something super simple, right? And then reach out to one of the C-suites, the executive on the company, reach out to them via email. There's a way people get people's working in a particular company email. I think there is a tool online. You can use, by simple Google search, you can actually get the name of the tool. I think I've seen it before, to get their email. In fact, sometimes if I want to reach out to someone, I don't even need to use any tool. I just go to their, their LinkedIn, see their name, see the pattern. If the person is Aminat Balogun, I would just say aminat.balogun at their company domain.com. And then if that doesn't work, I switch it back. Most of the time, every companies allow their employee to use their full name, yeah. So you can try that. send email. You don't have to say you send email today and then you're expecting response in the next week. The following week, you see any response, send an email again, send them message on the LinkedIn or whatever, even on Twitter. Yeah. So then
So you have muted yourself. We can't hear you again.
yeah, my screen is blocked.
Okay.
Okay, so no, I'm still on the slide. Please go back. Okay, interview well. This is one of this is actually very interesting, you know. I think we still have a slide that talk about that. So we already have this, right? The reality and then what most people think. The current flow is not learn a skill, apply and get higher. So let's go to the next slide. So we'll talk about interviews later. Okay, your CV is not your life story. Recruiters spend 6 to 10 seconds on your first review, and that is the truth, honestly. If I have 160 submissions for a job role, I'm not going to spend 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you know, staring at the CV. So what I just want to do is look at the key requirements, look at what I'm actually looking for in the CV. But if you have a CV that talk about a lot of things, in your CV, I could see you listed 10 certificates. In your CV, I see that you have your date of birth there. Your CV, I see your picture. In fact, the first thing for me, if I see a CV and then it's well designed, like you use CorelDRAW or you use Figma to add colors, I'm gonna skip. Honestly, no matter how good, I don't care. I'm gonna skip that CV. Right? So we have to take notes. One of the key things that I think a lot of people feel at is actually CV. I've reviewed a CV by a PhD candidate and I'm so disappointed. So when we want to talk about the kind of CV people use to apply for applications today is actually very ridiculous. In fact, if I receive 50, for instance, maybe 30 of those CV might be bad. And maybe we're going to use like a real life example. Maybe if someone could volunteer to give us his or her CV right on this call, we could review it. And that's going to give us a better insight. So back to this, you should focus on relevant experience. You are a product manager. Talk about the metric. What are the product you manage did in the market? You know, what are the strategy, your key skills, the project, the achievements, the numbers. Just focus on those. Then instead of writing a long paragraph, I've seen a CV where the professional summary is about 10 pages. I mean, 10 lines. What do you need that for? So, and then you start listing responsibility, and then we're having like 10 lines per responsibility per company you've worked with. That is very bad, right? So for CV, you don't have to list every certificate. You've done certification courses about 10 and then you listen all the 10. List the one that is actually key for that particular role. And most importantly, you shouldn't apply for opportunity with a single CV. In fact, you can have 5 different CVs for different kind of opportunity. And then this is how it works. Someone that is a virtual assistant could see an opportunity for executive assistant. You cannot use the one you use, the CV you use as a virtual assistant to apply for virtual assistant role for executive assistant role. And then you cannot use the same CV that you use for executive assistant role to apply for project management role. Right? And then another thing maybe I think is very important I talk about is how we limit our opportunities, you know, with a job title. I see that a lot of the time when I talk to people. So I've reached out to someone very close to me. A company is hiring for program management. And I shared this job opportunity with this person. And he told me that, oh, I am not a program manager. I am a community manager. I was like, what is the difference? If you're a community manager, you are managing programs too. If you're a community manager, you are managing community programs. If you're a community manager, you are managing community projects. So you can call yourself a project manager, right? Because you're a project manager. Someone that is an event organizer, for instance, maybe that person is there's this name they call people that organize events, weddings, birthday or whatever, right? I think event planner, yeah, event planner. So I tell someone that if you call yourself an event planner, you're a project manager, right? You are a project manager, technically, even untechnically, you're a project manager because the event that you're managing are projects. If you go and see the job description under project management and then compare it to what you are doing as an event planner, you're going to see that it is very similar. The only thing that is changing is the terms and the kind of project you are going to be managing. Do you understand? So we shouldn't limit ourselves to, oh, me, I'm a what can I say? I'm a software developer. I am not an AI developer. What is the difference? The only thing you need to do as a software developer is to learn how to build AI-driven softwares. It's as simple as that. So do not limit yourself to a job title. Next slide, please. Portfolio over certificates. One of the roles that I've hired for most recently is actually AI prompt engineer. I think we hire for about 10 of them, AI prompt engineer, right? And for image focus, and then AI prompt engineer for video focus, right? And then whenever I want to hire people, I'm so tired because a lot of people just believe that they can generate AI image. And it is true. Anybody can generate AI image with ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever. But when we started hiring for this role, we have to put context into it, what you need to know, what, you know. But the people that make it super easy for me to hire them are people that already have portfolio. Someone apply for a role and then he apply with a YouTube link. He has generated over 500 AI images. This guy is doing it for fun. He's doing it for fun. And then I have to like, guy, what is this? This is fantastic. We have to skip the interview stage because this guy have already been doing what I'm looking for. So whatever you are doing, right? I know a lot of people have done certification courses on AI, whatever certification course you've taken, build something with it. It doesn't have to be something very big, just something people can see and say, oh, this looks nice. Or maybe something people can say like, oh, this is fantastic. Just build something. So that is why portfolio is going to always, beat certificates. Always. I've seen it play out almost every time. Right? So I think we should take that very serious. Next slide, please. Yeah, we all know this. If you have a certificate, it just shows that you completed a course. Then, if you have a portfolios of projects, it shows that you can solve problems. So I think that is a very, very big. It's a very big deal. Yeah. Next slide. Interviews. So the reason why I actually put this is actually to, to talk to us about how interview works, right? And in fact, a couple of weeks ago, I was so concerned, and then I just put on my camera and talk about how people doing in interviews, right? And the story is that you can have the same skill. Zulkifli is a software engineer, right? And then Aminat is also a software engineer. But Zulkifli is actually very outspoken when it's come to talking about what he has achieved, talking about his past experiences, working with teams, working with projects, right? So, but Amina is very, very talented. In fact, Amina is actually far better than Zulkifli when it comes to software engineering. But when Amina got to an interview stage and Zulkifli got to the interview stage at the same time, every time Zulkifli will definitely get the job. And Amina will still be there saying, oh, I'm very good with Python. I can close my eyes and write Python. In my sleep, I can write Java too, blah, blah, blah. But you will find yourself, you will later notice that the reason why you are not killing those interviews is because you don't know how to tell stories. So I tell people, I advise people every time that as you are working to be good technically, you also need to take your soft skills very important. You have to take your soft skills very important, right? When it's come to interview, for instance, you must know how to tell stories. You must, it's a must, because when I'm having an interview with you, I want you to tell me as an interviewer what excites you, what you've done, how you do it. Some people know what they've done, but they can't even tell their friend that, oh, this is what I was able to do, and this is how I did it. And that is very terrible. The job market today is very, very tough, that you need to put extra effort to explain, to demonstrate, to, you just have to put in a lot of energy to let people say, oh, pick me, because there are a lot of people, fighting for the same opportunity you want to get. So take your time to go, and in fact, some people, they don't know jack, but they spend extra effort to learn how to do interviews. That is how bad it is. If you have interview with them 10 times, they're going to pass because they spend time learning about how to do interviews. And you that you're very technical, you know the hard skill, you need to now compete with them. And it is very terrible for the market, but that is the reality. So when you do this, you have a better CV. Okay, we know you've had opportunity to meet someone that help you with your CV. When you get to the stage, you need to prove yourself. So, and the way to prove yourself is to tell meaningful story about your skills and experiences. I was in an interview that I recommended someone. I personally recommended the person because I've worked with the person a couple of times, and then I recommended the person, no CV review, whatever, just interview straight. When the person gets into the interview, I have to mute myself, close my camera, because I am not feeling it. Like I am, but deep down, I know that, no, this guy is good. But this guy cannot answer these questions. This guy is not even confident to talk, right? This guy is shaking. I could see the fear in his eyes. So the only help I could do for you is to get you to interview stage. I cannot help you do your interview. The next time I have to give this person another opportunity, I have to talk with the hiring manager and I know this guy cannot pass interview, but this guy's happy. So if not because I have like a kind of autonomy, so to get this person in the room, and then they gave him 3-month probation, the 3-month probation goes very smooth. And this guy have been like a senior engineer and he doesn't give any opportunity in 3 years. That is how bad it is. Please today, whatever you are doing, spare time to read about interview, go and watch video about how to pass interview, or generally improve your communication skill. Soft skills, communication is actually a very big deal. When they call you anytime, to come and talk about what you know, be ready to talk about what you know. A brother called me and he was looking for a .NET engineer. I was traveling that time, and then when I called the guy, that's actually a .NET guy that I know that's very good, they have to do interview right on the WhatsApp. When I do the conference call with the founder of this company, guy, Zul recommended you that you sabi .NET. Yeah, sabi. So what is this? What is this? This guy is answering questions on the go. Even he told me I was on the interview. I mean, he was traveling while I called him, but he killed the interview. And then the next day he was gotten an offer. So imagine you are not the kind of person, you are the kind of person that you have to extra prepare to talk to people about what you know. No way you're going to fail that, and that opportunity goes. Again, try to, improve your communication skills, from how to write emails to how to talk to people to how to even do, presentational skill, anything that, relate to communication, please. Go and learn about it. I just remember something now and I'm laughing. There's this guy that I've worked with, and then he joined my company. Very good guy, very, very good guy when it comes to graphic design and animation. And then we sent him, we gave him like a promotion after 3 months that, you've passed the probation period. And then the HR sent him an email. This guy replied with, okay, thanks. So some people is as bad as that. Is as bad as that, So please try to improve. And then one thing I think I'm going to remember the name of the channel on YouTube that teaches you communication skill. I'm going to remember and send it to Amina. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay. I think maybe I forgot this. To actually, do better in an interview. The first thing I do for me personally is to go and review about the company. That's the first thing I do. I go to the company website. What are you building? Oh, we are building a solution that allows remote areas have 24/7 power, for instance. Then I'm now going to go and craft a story about impact in, giving, democratizing access to remote environment to have power. Then that is going to be the terms I'm going to be centering around the interview when I'm having the interview with the company. So they know that, this guy knows what we are doing, and this guy is interested in our mission. That's the first thing. Go and learn about the vision and the mission of the company you want to interview with. Number two is actually, the role. When they write down 10 job roles, for the job that you apply for, make sure that the keywords in those job roles that the company listed is, you are trying to put it one or two into the conversation. When the job interview the job roles, they say that they are looking for someone that is proactive and someone that can advocate for their product, for instance. And during the interview, you have to now stylishly to say, in my previous experience, I love advocating for products. In fact, I love to, just those things. So prepare story using situation. I love this a lot. When you are telling story, when the interviewer asks a question and you're telling story, right, and you impute in a situation, for instance, it shows that you are not telling lies. It is very difficult for someone to put situation in when they are telling lies in interviews. Then the task. What are the tasks that you are doing in your previous company? What is the action? Then what are the results, the number? Most importantly, at the end of the interview, when they ask you, do you have any question for us? And you say no, that is -5. Always prepare question, to ask in interviews. Prepare question. The question that the interviewer will know that, this guy knows what he's doing. So those are the type of questions you should prepare every time. Next slide. So the formula, learn, practice, build, document, share, network, apply, repeat. It is very important to repeat because before you can get opportunity today, you have to be consistent, you have to be consistent in applying for different job opportunities, right? The first thing you learn, when you learn, you practice what you learn, then you build stuff, you build projects, you document. This document is actually very, very important. Very, very important because sometimes you're applying for opportunity to work as a you know, in a company, and then the next opportunity you are going to get is maybe actually an opportunity that allows you to go to other country to go and demonstrate what you learn. You know, maybe a particular organization is want to like take you to Europe or Nigeria to go and, but if you don't have enough documentation of what you've done, what you've built, it's going to be very tough for you. And let me give you a good example. When you are applying for visas, let me take Global Talent Visa, for instance. 99% of what they are asking you is documentation about your work history, about your volunteer history, about your experience generally. Documentation. So always take pictures, video, screenshot of when your line manager says you are doing great. Take the screenshot and keep it somewhere. You are gonna need it sooner or later. Trust me. So those are the things when you're applying for Global Talent Visa, those are the things they are asking you for. They are asking you for the video. You say that you volunteer in a KwaraBuild conference, but you don't have the picture. And you don't have the video, you don't have the picture where you show or stuff like that. And these are the kind of evidences that this kind of you know, global talent, whatever, these are the kind of evidences that they want to see. And in whatever you are doing, make sure you are consistent. You know, be consistent, but don't be consistent blindly. I tell people that a lot. Don't be consistent blindly. When you are applying with a particular CV and you have gotten 100 rejections, no, you have to now, you know, say like, okay, let me look for another person that can help me maybe craft my CV better. Do you understand? When you're applying for any opportunity and you're getting rejection or rejection, look for another opportunity. For instance, if you're applying with a particular, we have like applying for a particular job roles, look for another job roles. Maybe that's an entry that's going to be super easy for you to enter into that and then switch later. So you don't have to be, you know, doing only one thing consistently. Sometimes you do 2 things consistently, or you do 3 things consistently, or you solve your formula. You understand? So, but in what I mean, overall, you have to be consistent, but don't just be consistent blindly. Thank you. Next slide. Oh, thank you very much for listening to my test talk. Any question, please?
Thank you so much, Zul, for the clinic. I think I personally also got a lot of things from it. This to everyone. Thank you so much for the appreciation. If you have any questions, we own Zoom till anytime that we are done. Please just, you can unmute yourself to ask your questions or just drop them in the chat. I mean that I can see your hands raised. You are free to ask your questions.
Yes, thank you so much, and thanks to the facilitator. Thank you so much. It was very insightful. So you mentioned that whilst like applying for job roles, like maybe for example a person is a project manager and they tender a community manager role to him or her or stuff like that. What if that person is somebody driving in the trajectory of like becoming like becoming someone like a renowned kind of role in the project management space, maybe like on a global level or stuff like that? Is that not a kind of career transition? Is that not a kind of thing that would, in one way or another, impact the career journey of that person? Thank you. I hope you
Question.
got the question.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. So, number one, we all know what we are looking for, right? There's something they call transferable skill, right? There's something they call transferable skill. And what it means is that if you are a project manager, program manager, if you see project management, program management, community management, they are 99% transferable skills. You're going to be doing a lot of communication, you know, managing stuff, basically both program management and community management, they are just managing projects. Is either you are doing community projects, because if you say you're a community manager today now, you are managing projects like events, you're managing projects like maybe open source program, you're managing different projects, right? It is not left to you as a person to say, okay, I don't want to be community at all. I want to focus on managing projects, right? Maybe managing software projects. That's what I want to focus on. That is fine. But for a lot of people, they see it like, okay, if you are hired as a program manager, right, and as a community manager, it's still the same thing, right? For instance, I am hired, I have worked in a B2B environment as a community manager. So what I'm managing is community programs, community projects. What is even program management? Program management is someone that manages multiple projects. So if you call you a program manager, you're a project manager, but you are managing multiple projects. That's why they call you program manager. So now, in this kind of setting, I've worked as a developer community manager. Basically, I'm managing technical community developer relations kind of programs, managing, because we have different programs we are doing at the same time. So, but for me, I don't want to focus on just that. I also want to do, in the other company I recently worked, I was managing learning communities, right? So that one still 100% in line with what I'm doing before. But for people that are like, okay, I just want to be managing software project, that is fine. They don't want to be doing community relations. They don't want to be going to the field. They don't want to be organizing events, and that is fine. So it is now left to you to say, oh, this is what I want to do. Yeah. If you think that, oh, this is going to change my progression, then fine. You don't have to do it.
Okay.
Did I answer that?
Can I interrupt a bit? Can I interrupt a bit? Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So now, let's say, okay, you said they are transferable skills, right? So does that mean like while it should the way it will reflect on one's CV is going to be like one is going to put it in such a way that okay, I worked here, but these are the kind of skill set I was able to get that aligns very much with project management. I don't know if you get the scope of what I'm saying.
I'm trying to get it, but I think I'm getting it.
Okay, let me let me say that again. So, like, okay, one has worked as a project manager, one decided to work as a community manager again, but one is actually in that lane of, okay, building towards program delivery and stuff like that. So, if one should now get another opportunity that aligns with, okay, project management or program management, stuff like that, like, the way it would reflect on the CV, is it that it will appear as a transferable skills that okay, I worked as a community manager, but these are the skill sets I got from it that very much aligns with project management. I don't know if you get this
Yeah, I get
now.
that. I get that. So if you have that kind of experience in your CV, it shows that you are diverse. So, and then it's even give you more edge than someone that's doing one single thing throughout his or her career. If you work as a community manager, right, and also go out there to work as a program manager, I think I respect that kind of person because you already have diverse skill. Do you understand? So there's nothing like you're going to indicate it. No, just list your experiences, what you've done in company A as a community manager, then list what you've done at a company B as a program manager. So the person that want to hire you understand that, okay, this person have, a very diverse experience. And that is a very big deal for you and for the company too. Do you understand?
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, I get it
So,
now.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Zul. Do we have any more questions? If you would prefer to type them, you could also type them. It could be as regards the program itself or any questions you have directly for Zul.
Yeah, thank you very much, Zul, for the wonderful session. Um, I really, the particular slide that caught my attention is the formula slide. I really love the hack. I mean, learn and also practice, build and document, share and also network, then apply and apply. So that's really resonates with me. So thank you for sharing that formula. And I hope a lot of people are going to work with that app.
Right.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
very much.
Nawal.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so sorry for interrupting. Go.
yeah, yeah. I will go for now. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Oh, okay. Allow, do you mind helping pin Abdul Qadri for everyone? I think Bosadi wants to switch to the. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Bosadi, for your time. Thank you, everyone. If you still have any questions, please unmute yourself or just type it in the chat. But while you do that, I shared some links so you can join our community directly. And I also shared the link to apply for the industry experience program. But regardless, as long as you join the community, you would have access to the things that we have planned. I think one of them is the mock interview sessions that we plan to have every 2 weeks. You could always join that if you want to improve your interview skills. I mean, Zul made a reference of someone that was very good in technically, but that doesn't just get you the job. Sometimes they only get you into the room for you to be able to speak for yourselves, and that's where interviews come in. So we'll be having mock interviews so that you can build your confidence. You should be able to tell your stories and finally get the job. So people can join the mock interview sessions. You can join our community. We'll share more information about that. And if you're interested in the industry experience program, the link is also there. Thank you. Any more questions, please? Okay. If there are no more questions, I'll believe that that is the end of the session. And I'd like to say thank you so much, Zul, for joining us.
That's a question. It's not a question, but it's a question too.
Okay,
Is there
go
any
on.
way we can connect with our speaker, maybe on LinkedIn, especially?
Okay, okay. Yes. So we usually, after every of our sessions, we send a recap, providing the speaker details, how to connect with them. We also share a recording of the session with every other person. That being said, Zul, I think someone asked a question in the chat. I'm just going to read it out. Can you confirm you're with me? Okay, I'll go ahead. If this is from Owade Adedayo, if one works as a developer and along the line works for a while as a project and community manager, can one apply for roles in those fields? Is Zul still on the call? I don't know. Okay. Could you just give me a minute? Let me try to reach out to him. Thank you. Sorry about that. Zul will be joining hopefully in some seconds and pending. Okay, is back in. So Zul, I'm going to read out a question someone asked. But before I read out the question, please, I just want to say to everyone to please picture for our session where everyone switches on their cameras and we take a screenshot. It's just a way of us bonding together. Okay, so I'll be asking the question. This is from Owade Adedayo. His question is, if one works as a developer and along the line works for a while as a project and community manager, can one apply for roles in those fields?
Can you come again, please?
Okay, I'll come again. If one works as a developer and along the line works for a while as a project and community manager, can that same person apply for roles in those fields?
In which field?
I want to think project and community.
Okay, you
Project
work
and
as a
community, yes.
developer for a while,
Mm,
and
no.
then you later go and work as a community manager. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I think the person currently works as a developer, but along the line, a part of some time, they worked as a project and community manager, maybe
Mm.
like part time or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So can they now apply for roles in project and community management, knowing that they only worked in those niche for a while, but they are mainly a developer?
Yeah, of course. Why not? Uh, Let me share this. If you work as a developer, in fact, that really, really helped me. I've been working as a technical person, in software engineering, really, really helped me when I eventually go into community. So if you work as a community manager, let's say technical community management, for instance, you are going to perform better because you understand what development is all about. You understand your audience better, and then you can communicate with them very effectively. That will really make it's going to give you soft landing. So I was working as a developer community manager, and then my teammates, whenever we're having meeting with the engineering team, they don't have to explain anything for me. They don't have to explain what APIs mean for me. They don't have to explain what open source meant for me. They don't have to explain cloud engineering for me, right? I understand all those things. So our communication even way, way better. In fact, in the engineering team, someone have to ask me, wait, have you worked as a developer before? Because I don't have to ask them questions 2 times. So if you work as a developer before, then you work in community and then you work in project, it's going to make your work very easy. If you work as a developer before and then you're working as a project manager, for instance, right now, I'm working as a project manager in my own company, right? Where we build software projects, and then I have meetings with my developer every day. So my developer don't need to they don't need to tell me what is deployment is all about. They don't need to tell me how we are doing segmentation. So I understand, if not 100%, but 90% of whatever they are building. In fact, I'm the one that will even suggest stuff to them sometimes, like, oh, don't let us use this style, let's use this, because I already understand what they are building. I might not be able to go into that and then write all the code, but I understand every pipeline we are doing. Do you understand? So it's going to give you a very, very soft landing. It's going to really, really help you. So like I used to tell people, you don't have to please, what are some good questions I can ask the interviewer? Oh my God. Okay, I think we already get that. Did I answer that correctly, right? Or should I come again?
I'm trying to confirm if who asked the question is on the call, but if we don't get a confirmation, I think we can go to the next person.
Yeah, I think so. The next question is
Should I read it out?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, this is from Kale Baraj. I'm really sorry if I didn't get that pronunciation right. But the question is, what are some good questions I can ask the interviewer at the end of the interview?
It's very simple. You've already learned about the company before you join the interview, right? So ask questions about the company. In fact, you could ask what is their team looks like at the moment. Ask them what is going to be success, in your first 3 months joining the company. You could ask just question that that makes sense, basically. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think we have one more question. I'm going to read it out loud. From your experience, what advice would you give to deaf women on confidently communicating their skills and requesting accommodations during recruitment process while keeping the focus on their abilities?
Hmm. So the first thing is actually the company themselves need to make an arrangement for a deaf person. You know,
Yeah.
a deaf person cannot communicate with, we are not expecting them to communicate the way, you know, non-deaf person will communicate. So it is a compliance requirement for every companies to make accommodation for a deaf person. So as a deaf person, just focus on your skill. Focus on your skill. So when they have, for instance, if I want to interview a deaf person, I'm going to get an interpreter. That's the first basic requirement. Get an interpreter, and then make sure that this person understand, you know, what we're asking, right? So what mattered to me 100% is just the skill. Then going forward, I'm going to put considerations, preparation aside, you know, to make sure this person have a nice experience working with me. I think that is it.
Um. Okay. Sorry, I just want to add to what Zul said, which is also in line with our program. If you've tried applying for the industry experience program, there are some questions that actually cater to such scenarios where we want to try to understand whatever disability that you have. And just like Zul mentioned, it's required for the organization themselves to be able to support you in terms of compliance in providing certain resources to support you as a team. So you do not need to get bothered about, oh, what if I have the skills, but what if I'm about to get into an interview and there's no one to help in that regard? So these are things that we are looking into how we will be able to support those instances. And that's also where our partnership with the Tech Inclusion for Dev comes into play too. Thank you. Zulu, I have another question. I'm going to read that out loud. This is from Martha. Uh, as a virtual assistant, can I add my expertise in AI video and image creation in my CV?
As what?
As a virtual assistant, can I add my expertise in AI video and image creation in my CV?
Does it relate? That's the first question. I don't think they are related. I don't think so. So just put your what's it called? Your most relevant experiences. So ability to create AI image. If I want to hire a virtual assistant for myself, I'm not looking at someone that can create AI image. So I'm looking at someone that understand maybe Soho, someone that understand Google Meet back and front. You know, I'm looking for someone that can speak. In fact, I'm looking for someone that can speak on my behalf if I have an event that I can attend. You understand? Sometimes I'm looking for someone that understand how to book, you know, flights. Someone that understand, you know, flight booking. So I'm looking at someone that understand Excel back and front. So those are the skills I'm looking at. So I don't care about AI image generation. Yeah, someone suggested maybe AI workflow automation. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Kaladi. Yeah, someone that understands AI workflow automation. In fact, I think someone that is doing CA today should go and learn AI workflow automation. Honestly, I think you should learn it because it's going to really, really help the person you are assisting, you know, for you to show some kind of technical, what's it called, to say, okay, I can make your work easier as my boss, and I can also make my work easier too, you know, and then seamless, you know, when you work with, let's say, any hand to get email, respond, do all of that. Yeah, so I think it's a very, very amazing skill today.
All right. Thank you, Zoe. Do we have any more questions? If you are just joining us in between, I would like to mention that I shared the link to join our community. I will be resharing it now in case you joined in between. Okay, I think we can take our group community photo now for the session. So please, everyone, would like to see your beautiful faces. help switch on your cameras and do a pose, and we're going to take a screenshot. Thank you. So let's start switching on our cameras. I won't switch on mine until everyone does. Oh, well, I've not seen your face, so I beg.
Okay, I'm waiting for everyone to switch their camera.
Amida, let's see your face, Rafiat. This won't take much. Fetiat, Happiness, Abidemi, Dare, Halima. Okay. How I think you are in the best position to let me know if we're good to go, because I joined on my phone, so I can't see everybody. How did you get that?
Okay, what did you say?
So I said I don't be in the best position to know if we're good to go, because I joined on my phone, so I can't really see everyone's faces.
Okay, we have just few people with camera on. Let me call names. We still have about 12 people without
Okay,
camera.
I think I should switch mine on and yours, then I think we're good to go. So don't take too much time. Is that
Okay,
fine?
people are turning up now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not in the best position to switch my camera.
Oh, okay, that's fine. This is me. Hi, everyone. You guys can see my face now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. I'm sure you've gained a lot of things from this powerful session. So the best way to give back to the community, let's see your face. Please smile. Let this picture be beautiful. Are we tired? I know it's a long session, right? Okay, 1, 2. Are we all set? We don't want to upload this picture. You come and tell me this picture is not fine.
Are we good?
I just took one. Let me take another one. Please give me a few seconds. Okay, perfect.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Hopefully we'll continue this conversation on the community, and we'll be reaching out to you guys via your emails to send you a recap of the session and also how to communicate with the speaker. Thank you all so much. Bye.
All right, bye-bye, everyone.